Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you guys have not watched a 2023 Nobo video yet, you guys are in for a pleasant surprise. They did a whole makeover of the brand. A ton of things are now coming standard. A lot of changes inside decor. For the outside, added the beast mode suspension, solar panels, tire pressure monitoring system, Goodyear tires. This thing got the works. And a couple little decal changes, you know, in terms of like the font. They added a little goat that's snacking on the fiberglass on the front door. The door changed also to the black with the window. A lot of good stuff going on. But today, I'm gonna take you on a tour of this camper, probably about 15 minutes. And if you guys are in the market, I am in a sales position here at RV Nation, and I would love to talk to you, tell you a little bit about how I can save you some money no matter where you are. This one is actually gonna find its home, you know, in Colorado. So being in Ohio, selling one in Colorado, the pricing's obviously got to be pretty darn snazzy. So if you guys are in the market, contact information is down in the description, along with the specifications, things like weight, awning length, vehicle length, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna do about 10 to 15 minutes on this camper. I'm gonna start off on the inside, then run around the outside and show you, all those cool things. Give you a little sneak peek right there to pique your interest on that shock system. Independent, the orange coils, ooh-wee, looking good, looking good. Figured actually I'll show you this goat too. I love that thing. That's funny. What will they add next? So again, 2023 No Boundaries, 16.6. Hope you guys like it. So right when you walk in, you got the solid entry steps. Right over here to your right, you got your bed. This is the TV box for that TV right there, 32-inch Connex. That is on a swivel, so you can angle it, while you're sitting back here, in this dinette. But you got yourself your queen-size bed. You got windows all around, so tons of natural lighting. You're also going to notice, if you're a fan of the No Boundaries, those cabinets are no longer brown. They went with the white for the cabinets, so it's looking a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter. Opens up the room. I like the way it looks. Much more than the 2022s. This window right over here is an emergency exit, so you just pull that pin and you can push and blow that out if you can't make it, all the way to this door that's so far away. That window opens up. These all have blinds by the way too, but that opens up for a nice cross breeze. And this is going to be your front window, all of which are tinted, all of which have the blinds, a couple clicker lights. Then the overhead storage right here has struts, which is always nice, so I don't have to hold those open. So that's a big perk. Doing a lot of videos, it's always annoying just having to hold up these cabinets, so I like how they went with that. Good overhead storage. Underneath right here, you got plenty of storage with a little bit of access from the outside as well if you need it. This is for the inverter, so I believe it's a 1500 watt inverter if I'm not mistaken. And you also have a couple outlets. Swing it around. This is going to be your slide out. This really shows off the new decor as well. You got lighter instead of the brown, the black trim, and the wood block top. But right out here you have your Norcold gas and electric refrigerator. This is the box for the tire pressure monitoring system. Very easy to hook up. You just simply hold it on each tire and set it. Bada bing, bada boom, you are done. But this runs on gas or electric, so that's always a perk. Right over here, you don't have an oven in this model, but you do have a convection microwave, which is nice. Get your cooking on. 2 stovetop Suburban grill top. Got the antifreeze in there for the winterization, but this is going to be your sink. And you have a nice little window right there, again, for some natural light and more cross breeze. Some good storage. This is a bunkhouse model. This right here is going to be where you control your heat and your AC, which is located right here, and also has a couple dump valves. So if you wanted to, push one way or the other, you can twist those and force it one way. But you got 2 bunks. Got a little ladder to get up on top of this one, and a curtain, to shut off, the sun or maybe the nosy eyes that are sitting up front. Window that opens up, and then down here This bunk bed actually will flip up, and I'll show you that on the outside portion, but there's a door right there, so that way you can store bikes or totes or anything that you need. Right here, you got your dinette. I have it down in the sleeper mode right now, but you can lift it up. You put two little metal legs down in there, you know, to make a traditional little breakfast table. But you got your fuse box right here. Big old window that you can open up. Whew, it is hot in here. It's like 90 degrees, and it's like 110 in this thing. You know, the insulation's working well, that's for sure. All right. Good old storage. Again, can't stress it enough with the struts there holding it up. Right back here, you got yourself the bathroom. Let me flex for you. Ooh, looking good. That's my bowling arm. Currently holding about a 200 average in the bowling league. First sanction league. It's feeling good. Feels nice to be back at it. Took about a 3-month hiatus. This right here is for your solar, showing that it's got a solar charge right now. Your light switch. And then here's going to be your shower. Now, what's nice about this, too, is it has the shower miser. If you're not familiar with what a shower miser is, basically you close this off. It doesn't allow water to come out of the shower head, and it sits there and churns inside the tank. So while it might not sound like it matters, it definitely does if you're doing some off-the-grid camping. So instead of wasting that water, blowing out the cold water, going through a couple gallons to heat up, it actually recycles and refreshes it. So as it heats up, then you can turn it on to a nice hot shower. And the cool thing is, this right here, when it's warm, you don't have to worry about touching anything. This will actually go white. So that's pretty neat. Got yourself a little sink right there. Then underneath, you got some access to your plumbing and a little bit of storage. You got your bath, your throne, outlets, some storage. Now this camper is about as a extended 3-season camper as it comes. You have individual holding tanks. So your freshwater, gray water, and black tank all have a dedicated 12-volt heat pad, which is always, you know, super nice, especially if you're camping in some of that real cold weather. Water heater, water pump, and this is where you can see, you know, everything as far as how full your tanks are. So fresh water, you can see we're empty, just came in from the manufacturer, haven't even prepped it up yet, so there isn't anything running through the system or sitting in there. And I think that about wraps it up here for the inside. If you guys have made it this far, if you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, I would graciously appreciate it. Give you one more look here, and then we'll get to all the fun new stuff there on the outside. All right, so 2023 Nobo 16.6. Most of the changes outside of decor were made on the outside. Again, you got that goat, a couple little decal changes. They changed up the Nobo lettering right here. But the important stuff is, and let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you could see it, but there now is a standard solar panel. 200 watts of solar, more than you need, along with the inverter. So you can run just about most of this camper, you know, aside from the AC, just off the solar alone. Goodyear tires with the tire pressure monitoring system ready to get set up, like I showed you just inside, I believe, the refrigerator. But check out those tires. Those things are looking fancy, looking nice. But the big thing is, one, it sits a heck of a lot higher than the 2023s. This is very similar to that Overlander, maybe even a you know, a little bit higher. Let me get on the knee here. But this is where things get awesome. You see the suspension or the axle? That's right. It's an independent axle system with those big old springs right there. So what you're going to find, it's a much smoother, much more desirable ride. They have a 1-year exclusive on this, so everyone is going to be copying them here after a year. But check that out with that burnt orange. It's looking cool. It's looking pretty bad. There is a video on it, which I will I'll put down in the description if you want to know kind of the intangibles of what all this can do. But essentially, if you're riding down the road, you know, and you hit a pothole on this side, just this wheel will go down and not that. So in turn, you're going to have a way less stiff ride. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. This also gives you a chance to see that it's all enclosed and buttoned up. Right here is going to be your LP Quick Connect, so that way you can hook it up to the griddle. which is currently in the pass-through storage. I did not set that up, but right here you have a track. So there'll be a griddle that goes on here that you can connect to the LP Quick Connect. Then there's also another little black shelf that you can go there for like a little prepping station. And again, you just plug that in right here. Also, if you want to set up a TV, you know, maybe on the wheel well or something like that and watch a couple, you know, watch something. A couple outlets. And then you got your spray port for some access for some water. Again, awning size, length, weight, all that will be down in the description of the camper. If you need more solar capabilities, it does come prepped on the side right here for solar on the side. You can, it's rated for up to 20 amps as you see right there. So you get one of those little brief case solar panels and open it on up. You're also going to find you got the manual stabilizing jacks, which are a little bit more sturdy than the electric. Come around back, you have a third spare, or you have another spare for the third tire in total, Goodyear again. And that is sitting right on top of the bumper. A fully walkable roof, so you got a ladder to get up there, 250 pounds. So, Ann, I'm sorry, won't be climbing on there today, or unfortunately your ladder will get ripped off. I'm a guy that doesn't miss too many meals, not too many brews, not too many burgers. It is prepped for the Furrion observation camera. 550 bucks gets you one of those installed. You just suction cup it right onto your windshield, and it comes with a screen where you can see, you know, distance. You can even angle it down at your bumper, so that way when you're driving around, you know, you can see what the heck's going on behind you. If you would like, you could also put on a slide topper. 700 smackaroonies gets that done. It's not a really big slide, maybe not too pressing on this, but it is nice to have regardless. Basically a little awning that goes over the top. So if you're in an area that's pretty wooded, you know, trees or squirrels or something like that, dropping nuts down on the top, when you go to pull this in, you need to make sure there's nothing sitting on top of that so it doesn't puncture that seal. If you're ever going to have a leak, it's either going to come from neglect on the roof or from the slide and just sending like a tree branch right through it. Black tank flush, if you're not familiar with what that is, basically a sprinkler system there for your poop tank. Speaking of which, here's your sewer outlet connection and your valves, waste holding valve, gray tank. Outside entrance right here. Oh, and I forgot to show you, on the top bunk, there also is USB ports for all of your charging devices, so your iPhones and all that if you need them. But I like this because it's a bunk bed, you know, but it also flips up. It kind of gives you a little bit of like a traveling mode. You know, look at all that space right there for storage. Pretty cool. I like how they did that. But you can close that and you can lock it two ways, a deadbolt, you know, in a regular door lock. Right over here is going to be where you plug in the camper. Then that brings us to the freshwater connection and the city water connection. And then here's your pass-through storage. That has all that fun stuff. This is going to be that shelf I was telling you about there for that storage. And in that box is going to be the griddle. These are your hand cranks for the manual stabilizing jacks. If you don't just buy yourself, you know, a little $30 throwaway drill, just put a bit on there, zip it on down, you're good to go. On the front half here, this is for the tire pressure monitoring system right there. That's going to be your battery disconnect, and then your power tongue jack. Down, up, light. Propane will be filled, battery, we'll provide all that, no problemo. But I think that about wraps it up. Again, the 2023 Nobo 16.6. Hope you guys liked the tour. Hope to see you guys next time. My name is Hunter. Have a good night. See ya.